I hope y'all are ready for some mutton bustin' and chicken because I've got a double header here with these 15 to 20 minute games from 25th Century Games. So I want to start off with the first game, which is chicken. It comes in this box like this. Pop the lid off, everything's in there. Now what it comes with are a handful of dice and this board. So I'm going to show you this board. This is it. It's one of those little, cloth boards. And it just shows a trajectory around a map, kind of Monopoly style. And in the center, you've got the coop. And you're going to put your yellow dice and your orange dice in the coop. So here are the dice. You've got these guys. And you want to line them up yellow first because those are the dice that you're going to select from first before you go to the orange dice, which are really, really cool. So pop those guys in there, and then players are going to select their player figure. This is going to be the ones you can choose from, and the one I dropped was the poop. So you can play with the tractor, the cow, the bull, the cat, the windmill, a person, another person, and then a poop. So you're just going to have a figure. So this is 2 to 8 players. And you're going to line it up, however many players you have, and the first person is going to roll the dice. So you're going to roll the white dice. These are the white dice. Yes, yes, yes. You're going to roll them. And then you're going to put the eggs in the center. You're going to put the chickens on one side, and you're going to put the results over here if you ended up getting any foxes on this side. Now, I got pretty fortunate where I didn't draw any or roll any foxes. But what you do now is for every egg, you're going to place down one die, either yellow if you have yellow or orange if you're out of yellow because you're already rolling with yellow dice. And then you're going to decide, do I want to chicken out or do I want to keep rolling? Well, I want to keep rolling because I've got 3 chickens that I get to score if I stop, but I also want to roll and see if I can get some more chickens because chickens are going to be the way you score on the board. And if you ever have 3 foxes after you roll, then you will bust. So I don't have the risk of busting. So I'm just going to draw this and just go like that. Wow, I have all chickens. So I stop. Yay! These are going to be passed to the player to my left. And then I am going to earn 5 points of chickens. Okay, so we'll take these off of there. And then again, here's our super cool map. And I'm going to put my tractors on there, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have 5 points out of the necessary 25 or more. And this is where, again, you're going to keep your coop. So we had these dice here. So we're going to have the yellow ones on the top, because that's our coop. And then those orange ones, you'll see that they have double chickens, which is fantastic. So this is it. That was my turn. But notice from turn to turn that you are now going to have more dice available to you that players pass. If you bust, though, you have to pass only the white dice, and then you put everything back into the center. So let me roll with this one and see if I can actually grab a fox. I'm going to roll these guys. Now I'm the next player, and I rolled 2 foxes and 2 eggs. Now this is where things get really interesting. I will add the 2 yellow dice to the center. And what I'll do is now I decide, do I want to roll 5 dice with the risk of rolling 1 more fox or do I stop? Now, there is nothing at risk right now because I have no chickens as the next player. So what I'll do is I'll just roll and hope I don't get a fox. And I didn't. I rolled 2 chickens and then I got another one of these guys. So I'm going to add that die into there, into the pool. Usually you add it to the blank side so it's not confusing. And then you decide again, do I want to keep going, risking my 2 chicken points with these dice, or do I want to stop and not lose, possibly? So let's say I pass, I say I'm done. Now I take 2 points as the new player, and then I will pass all of these dice to the next player. And if they roll an egg, they're going to get that orange die, right? Because there's no more of those yellow dice. And you'll see here, ooh, we got 1 chicken, a fox, we got the 2 blank sides, but there's a chance to roll a double chicken. Fantastic. That's chicken. That's it. It's super fun. It's super fast. Takes 10 to 15 minutes to play, and it goes from 2 all the way to 8. So let's take a look at Mutton Bustin'. In Mutton Bustin, you want to be the big belt Mutton Bustin champion. Yes, this is the belt. It is massive. I mean, this is me. This is the belt. Maybe the size of my face. It's huge. So you want to get the belt. You are essentially a cowboy or a cowgirl riding the back of sheep, and the sheep are played by the players that are trying to buck off the player. So the person who is riding the sheep will essentially control this figure throughout the round, and they're going to be rolling a d6. So this is what they're rolling, this is what they're controlling, and they are essentially moving around on this board. And what you do is you will start in the start. Here, let me flip this around so we can see the bottom. You're going to put your figure here and you're going to roll the die. And you're going to go, oh, I got a 1 or more. Yes, I move my figure. You roll, oh, I got a 1 or more. I move my figure. And this player is just going to keep doing this as fast as they want. And they just keep rolling, essentially trying to reach the number that says there or higher. Next one is a 3. Oh, we keep getting it. Notice that there are these little stars. Aha, I didn't get it. So I needed a 4 to move here, and that was a 2. So then I just roll again. Oh, I got my 6. I roll again. I got a 3, didn't get it. Rolled a 1, didn't get it. Rolled a 2, didn't get it. Rolled a 6, I move, and so forth. And if you choose to stop because you don't want these sheep to buck you off, you will receive these star victory points where you are or have passed. So wanting to get to that 8 threshold or the big 10 threshold is really, really big. It's really important, but it takes you time to work your way all the way around this track. So what are your fellow players doing while you roll a die and just move a figure? They're rolling these sheep dice. And these sheep dice have a 1 out of 6 on the 6-sider to roll a sheep. And when they roll a sheep, they are going to do what their sheep card says. And players are dealt a sheep card. This is your sheep card. At the beginning of the game, everyone has one. And there's one that's placed in the center of the table. So when you roll a sheep like this on your die, you do your card and you do the card that's in the center of the table. And then you place your sheep into the center pen of the board saying, I completed 1 of the 6 necessary sheep to buck off the player who's riding around the edge of the board. So if that person places their 6 die here, which is a collective team effort, and the person hasn't stopped, meaning they didn't say, I stop, then they get bucked off and they lose all their points that they had earned. They essentially didn't bank their points. So you have to stop before that 6th die is placed in that space. So here are some examples of cards that players can get. There are 3 types. The first one you can get is called vocal. This is an example, sing your best yodel. So when you roll a sheep die, you have to sing your best yodel, and the collective die in the center, or the collective card in the center of the table that every player has to do, for example, is a combination of vocal and dexterity. Flap your arms like wings and make a bird call sound. So every time you roll that die, you have to do your best yodel. Flap your arms like wings and make a bird call sound. Yeah, this is a silly game. Don't worry about it. It's okay to look goofy. So everyone else is doing their flapping their arms and making a bird call sound, but somebody else might have this card in front of them, which is a dexterity card. Use your non-dominant hand to roll and place dice for the entire turn. Probably meant to slow them down a little and maybe give the sheep rider a chance to make a little bit more distance in the game. Here's another dexterity card, fist pump another player. It doesn't have to be a sheep player, it could also be the rider. Here's a vocal one, make an animal sound not yet used this turn. So you have to really pay attention to who's making animal sounds and make a different one. I like this one. This one's another vocal dexterity combo. Pretend your hand is a sock puppet and shout, hot dogs here, get your hot dogs here. I love it. Especially when you have like 4 people shouting. I guess it would be 3 people because the game goes 2 to 4. One person is the rider, the other three are, again, trying to buck you off, but three people all randomly shouting, hot dogs, get your hot dogs here, and then doing all sorts of, wild, wild things. So this is the stack of cards. So many things that you could possibly be doing in the game. And in a 2-player game, you will actually play 3 rounds instead of just 2 rounds, which is normal for a 3 and 4-player game. And in that 3rd round, you better believe it, you're going to add that 3rd card to the center, which is required to do for every sheep die. So you are doing so many things whenever it's your turn to simply bank 1 sheep die. And the sheep dice are essentially divvied up among the players as evenly as possible, so everybody has about the same amount of sheep dice. That's it. That's Mutton Bustin', a very silly, a very fun, real-time, fast-paced, dexterity, goofy game. This takes you about 15 to 20 minutes to play, and it's 2 to 4 players because you always have to have the sheep rider and you always have to have a sheep. So at least 2 players with this one, and 2 players with chicken as well, but it goes all the way up to 8. So that is going to be it for these 2. It is a fantastically fun, family-friendly, just wild, cool game night. You could just do mutton busting and chicken and just roll the dice and see what happens. Lots of fun, lots of silliness, can't take it too seriously, and I really do like the theme, and I love the color and the design for these games as well. A lot of thought put in for just some real silly, fun, light dice games. All right, everybody, I'll catch you later. Bye.